In a short while, I hope everything should be sorted. This is from Cardiff. Sorry. To us, thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for following us. Thank you so much. Oh, that is amazing. That's amazing. So, we are back again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. So, without much of our time, without wasting much of our time, please let everyone know we are back again. Let your loved one know we are back again. For those of you that you must have missed any of those episodes, Bournemouth, Darlington, Sheffield, Rochdale, please go back to our YouTube channel and watch those ones. But for today, we will be talking about Cardiff. Cardiff is the largest city in Wales, capital of Wales, yeah. So, some of you are thinking, oh, this case study is being showcased today. Probably I don't need to reside in that area, or probably I need to move to another area. We can tell you it is raining everywhere. It is raining everywhere. So without wasting much of our time, I would like to bring our guest for today, Cardiff. Hello, Cardiff. Can you hear us? This is a platform to support. Yes, this is a platform to support and educate our communities. Today, we want to say thank you for volunteering to be here tonight and also to share your experience with our loved ones so that they will take one lesson or the other from this. So, welcome once again. Tell us, how does this happen and how did it started? Let's hear more from you.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Save the Woman family. I welcome you all on your trip to Cardiff City today. We are so glad when we got a call from Mr. Ola that if we would be happy to share our experience with the Cardiff Social Service. And we're so happy to accept the offer of giving our side of the story and also to share our experience, what really happened, and so that other families can use it as an educational tool, and also for other families with children and others that are aspiring to bring up or raise up children in the UK, and those that will be coming into the UK so they can learn from our experience. Well, without wasting much of our time, our experience with Cardiff Social Service started in 2022, when a teacher in my daughter's school called me on that day, telling me that my daughter made a disclosure to them on 3 separate occasions. I said, really? That's fine. What happened? She said my daughter said to her that that the mom hit her. I said, really, hit her? Okay, that's fine. Go on. That was the first disclosure in the morning. Then the second disclosure, which was around 12, she repeated the same thing to the teacher. I said, okay, that's fine. Then the third disclosure came up before the closing hour, which was some few minutes before the closing hour. She made the third disclosure. I said, that's good. So what is the concern? She said, okay, that she's not going to allow my wife to pick the kids home, that they'll be taking her to the hospital to make some examination on her to see if there is any harm or damage done to her. I said, fine, that's good. if it's going to be to the best interest of my daughter and to the family, that's fine. They should go ahead with whatever they want to do. So I got her name. I pleaded with her that whatever consent she have concerning it, any support she needs, she should let me know. That me as a father, I'm there to assist her with whatever information they need. That's fine. They went ahead. That was around 4 o'clock when they got to the hospital for the examination. They got there. I I came back home around 7. So when I came back home, I did not meet my family. I said, "What is going on?" But she said it's not going to take long. It's just an examination. The doctor will get to see her. Then they'll get back home. It won't take long. I said, "Fine." So when I got back home that day, I did not meet my family at home. I had to call the social worker that was involved in the case, because the school had to report to the social worker, to the social service to come in. So I rang the social worker that was involved. She said yes, that they are still in the hospital, waiting for doctor to come around, that they still haven't met with the doctor. Well, that where am I? I said, I'm at home, but that wasn't what she told me. She gave me her word that whatever the case will be, that my family will get home before me. I said, that's fine. Not knowing that, they were kept from that time they went to see the doctor, not until around 7 o'clock when I got back home. I had to rush down to the hospital. I got there almost some few minutes to 8. So before I could get there, they already had some security personnel around. According to the social worker, she said I made a threat that I was coming to. I said, no, I can't do that. I told you, whatever information, whatever support you need, I'll be there to assist you with whatever investigation. So we sat there, we discussed, and she said, this is what happened. I said, okay, actually, I was home that morning. I told them the side of the story, what really happened in the morning. I said, I was home that morning when my daughter and my son, usually, you know how the elder ones and the younger ones could, like, could get engaged in one or two tussle. That's kids for you. I said that morning when the mom prepared them for school, uh, the kids got involved in an argument that made them to had a little, struggle. So that was when the mom intervened. So, like, she took the side of the boy because he's a younger one. So the girl got angry, said, "Why did the mom support?" You understand how pairs, brothers and sisters, could get jealous of one another. So by and large, I said there was nothing like hits. The mom did not hit anyone. It's just a minor misunderstanding between the boy and his sister, and that was what really transpired that morning. Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So when I explained the side of the story to the social worker, I told her everything. Then she said, okay, that's fine. That it seems the doctor is taking long to come. What will happen? She's going to allow me to go with my family. That the next day I have to come back to the hospital so they could meet with the doctor. I said, that's fine, good and fine. Whatever information you need, whatever form of assistance, I'm always here to. We as a family, we are always here to assist and to collaborate with the social worker for the best interest of the kids. She said, that's fine, that's good. Then there was a written agreement she wrote. I said, no, what she has written, I'm not going to concur to it. Why? Because she's getting me involved in the matter. Because she said it was my wife that was involved in the case. I said, okay, if you have to address it to my wife, that's fine. And don't get the whole family involved as if we are kind of, maltreating the kids. And she said, okay, that's fine. She had to like rephrase whatever she had written. Then my wife signed, said we should come back the next day. The next day, I rang the social worker personally, telling her that, yes, we are ready to cooperate with them. So she came around. We went together to the hospital. Luckily, the doctor was able to meet with my daughter. I was involved in it. So he made an examination, and according to the doctor's report, what the social worker said, she said there was no concern. There was no concern about her health or whatever the result may be. I said that's fine. So we left there, and she went back to school. That's the same day. That was went back to school, and that was when the whole problem we really got involved into the social service. We opened the door for them to get involved in our lives. So after like a week or two, we had a meeting on Zoom with the social services. They said that they're going to have a meeting with our family so that they can address whatever concern uh, that um, that they found in the in the investigation. I said that's fine. So we had a meeting with the social worker, and they said they've done the investigation, that there was no concern, and hereby they declared the case closed. So they asked us if there is any concern or any challenges, any support, kind of support we need. And meanwhile, before they go ahead to ask us if we need any support, they told us about our daughter's activity in the school, in the class, that she's not really picking up. That's fine. So is it because she's new in the environment? Because it was not quite long when they came in. They came in that same year. It was after 2 months the whole thing happened. I said, yes, that could be the reason. Maybe she really needs some support in the school. And we did not understand the form of support they meant. So we were thinking it was educational support, not knowing that the support they meant was based on welfare. It was at long last we got to understand the fact that it was family support, welfare that they meant. So we, then we, when we understood that it was not what they meant, different from what we were thinking, we told them that no, what we were thinking, we thought they meant it was educational support, which we accepted to it, and not knowing that what they had in mind was different from what we were thinking. So in that period, they got the social worker changed. They keep changing the social worker periodically. The highest they could last is 2 months, 3 months. We keep seeing different faces. After the first case was closed, so the second phase of it, they got another social worker um, attached or assigned to our family. I said, that's fine. So when the new social worker now that was assigned to the family, all the time she will come to the house and ask if there is any form of support we need. And we kept saying, no, we don't need any form of support. We are okay as a family. If there is anything we need, definitely we reach out to them and we'll let them know. So by and large, it kept going on and on and on. Then they came up one day and said that we need to have another meeting. I said, no, what kind of meeting we need to have again? We had the first one, which they made an investigation, and they closed the matter. Why? Because they could not find any reason, to okay, let me just use to indict us. Well, she said the second meeting is just based on general welfare to see if the children need child protection. So we're like, what kind of protection? We told them we don't need any form of support. They don't need to go into child protection for now. That was when it became done on us that they are taking it on a very different level. We had to call some friends. Luckily, I called the brother who was in Middlesbrough. He's no longer there anyway. I explained to him, I shared my part of the story with him, how it all started. He said, if I had known, I would have told him long before now. I said, actually, I never knew it was going to get to this level. He said, okay, that he's going to support me. He's going to share, save the woman contact with me. That I should try and ring Allah. He will tell me he's going to guide me and support me on what to do. I should not be scared. I should just uh, be calm each time they come around. I should welcome them. I said, okay. That was when I called Mr. Ola, and God so kind, Mr. Olalekon has been a very good support to the family. When he had the case, even when we were supposed to have the meeting, he had been there. He was there to support us both emotionally and otherwise. So when he really got involved, the whole matter changed. Everything changed drastically. Even the manner in which they do come to the house, impromptu, unannounced, everything changed. You understand? So I really thank Allah for getting involved into the family. Um, Really, that has been a very good form of support to us. And so the child protection, they said it was going to last for three months, that they need to carry out their own form of investigation to see if the children really need child support. So during the process, we allowed them, and they do go to school to ask the kids question about the parent. And the first social worker, there was one time she was called upon that my daughter made another disclosure to them. And when she got back, when she went to the school to meet with my daughter said no, that there was nothing like that. So the social worker became confused. She became very confused that something is going on, that something is going on. So that was when we got another support from within, inside the social service. So the social worker that was involved then, I think she's really a mother. She understands the family value, so to say. Yeah, she never took the side of the school. She knew very well that the whole thing was coming from the school. The pressure was coming from the school. Saying otherwise, whatever the kids, even when the kids said no, there is no form of abuse, they will disclose to the social service that our daughter made a disclosure. And when she gets to my daughter to find out, it will be a different story. So along the line, they had two different stories. When she gets to this place, she'll listen to a different thing. When she gets to this place, she'll listen to a different thing. Not until this year, January, I got a call from the social service, and she said they've gone all through form of investigation, that they realized that we don't really need any form of child protection for now, that they have not found anything that would be of danger or whatever to the kids. So our journey so far had been that of bitter-sweet experience. Bitter in the sense that they were really stalked by the social service. And the experience became so sweet when Ola got involved in the case. And that was when the face of the whole thing, everything got a different narrative. And we were so glad that we were able to associate ourselves with Save the Woman family. We really thank God that we were able to associate ourselves with family and friends that also know much about Save the Woman. They have been our savior. They have really wiped away our tears because initially we were scared. And not quite long, my family came to join me up in the UK. And of what uh, a message would it send to my family back home, to my parents, to my friends? You understand? It has some negative attributes, for your kids to be taken away from you as a father, as a mother. So at that period of our life, we're really traumatized. Honestly, that was a kind of a bitter experience all through. And we thank God when it became so juicy, we started putting on smile again on our face. We thank God. We thank God so much. Honestly, if if you're not involved in whatever problem of social service, you will not understand that all those things you watch, you hear on the media, you understand, you will not know that they are real. They are real. Honestly, this is something we've experienced as a family, first-hand experience. It's not a hearsay or movie or a fairy tale. It's first-hand experience. It was very terrible, honestly. But we thank God. We thank God so far that we have become a full part of the family of Save the Woman. Yeah, we thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ola. Thank you for being there for us. So far, so good. Um, our our experience is that of early intervention. It not go that far to warrant them taking the kids away from us. So I think the early intervention was very prompt. It was timely because if Ola saved the woman, had not been there during the three months of investigation for the child protection, I think it would have been a different story by now. But thank God, to the glory of God, it is to our victory. And we came out safe from it, and with the with courses, we've been learning a lot from the videos, the clips all have been sharing with us. We've been learning a lot of information on how to, you know, tackle such issues when it comes to social services. We thank you so far. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You initially mentioned that when they told you about the support, it was not
Yeah.
well explained to you. Would you say it's
Yeah.
a use of language? Was there anything you learned out of that?
Yes. Actually, when it comes to use of language, I think use of language is a very broad, it should be a topic of its own. And we really have to be careful when it comes to use of language, especially we that are coming from a very different background, you know, use of language is very vital. They may say something to you, it may mean a different thing from what you are thinking, entirely. I think use of language is, uh, is another vital tool that we need to be very, very careful about. If we don't understand the particular terms, not just language, the particular terms or phrase, we should not be in a hurry or eager to jump into it or say yes to it. So it was when we accepted the form of support. So what we were thinking as a support was actually different from what they meant as a support. So I think use of language is very, very important when it comes to uh, child protection or social services or whatever form of authority you're dealing with. It may not be on this level or whatever you find yourself. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, just a quick question. Issue of children's social care, child protection, safeguarding. Have you heard about this before you migrated to this country, or was it when you got here you start hearing about this? And When you first heard about it, what was your uh, views? Did you think it can never happen to you, or what? Just tell us, because a lot of people out there were thinking it can never happen.
Yes. I believe there is this saying that says, if I know better, I can do better. So actually, that alone, we never um, had that experience or had enough knowledge about social services, not until we migrated to this place. Yes. So I think it was when we got there that we understand much about the social service and child protection.
So, what would be your advice for those that are planning to migrate uh, to this country? And yeah,
Yeah, my advice to those that are in the country, married couples, parents, and those who are aspiring to bring up kids into the world, and those that have been migrating from whatever part of the world into the UK. My advice to them is for them to be abreast with what is happening on a daily basis when it comes to social services or child protection. They should just get the relevant material, get the relevant courses, and our advice: people should not be, should not be scared of expressing their view. You understand? What any kind of concern you are into, reach out to people, express yourself. You don't know who is who. Mr. A could be a friend to Mr. D, and Mr. D could be a friend to Mr. Z, who knows about what you are looking for, what you are crying for. You know, we humans we are out there to complement each other. If I had not reached out to a brother in Middlesbrough, I wouldn't have known about Save the Woman. So invariably, I would advise those that are migrating into the UK to please, whatever kind of problem they have, they should not feel reluctant or any kind of resistance or kind of reluctant. They should learn to express their kind of problem. Speak out to people. Speak out to people. Somebody out there may have a solution to your problem. You don't know who is who. And God has created us all to be each other's helper. So always express your problem. I know there's this thing that says a problem shared is a problem solved. That was when I believed that saying actually meant what it is. If I had not shared my problem with a brother, I wouldn't have known about Save the Woman. So please, my advice to those coming in, they should please get yourself appraised with relevant materials, relevant tools, or relevant courses to be aware and to get more information on how to handle situations.
thank you very much. Because we've got a limited time. Uh, I noticed you mentioned that the social worker you've had initially makes life look different for you, but when you got a new one, things change as well, because that one is kind of being there to support families to understand the individual needs, and to kind of give that chance for you to express yourself. uh, I'm using this medium to let people out there know there are good social workers, there are still good social workers, but it might take time for you to meet them. But at the same time, make sure you ask for support. You speak out. You can hear from the brother now. Ability to speak out gives a way out for him. So don't be scared. If it happened, it has happened, then you need to calm down. When you go back to school,
Hello.
so yes, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Listen.
For your own family case now, the whole thing started from the school. Was that right?
Yes.
And that is why we say from the child protection referral record, over 63% of referral are coming from school. So to you parents out there, make sure you create time to connect with your children emotionally, to support them. Let them be able to speak up, to tell you whatever they are passing through at school when they come back home, you know. So those of you that you are yet to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share with your loved ones. And this is the time for you to start putting your comments. Which local authority you want us to talk about? But before you suggest, make sure you have glanced through the previous one we have done so that you know the local authority we have already covered. But if you still want us to bring that back again, we are more than happy to also bring that back to you again. But it's time for you to let us know now. You can follow us on other social media, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. Put your comment there. Let us know which area, which local authority you want us to talk about. I know people have been talking about Edinburgh, they've been talking about Glasgow, Aberdeen. Definitely, we are moving down there shortly. You know, we have been covering England in the last couple of weeks, but now today we are in Wales, Cardiff, Wales. So, brother from Cardiff, I
Yes.
hope there are community out there in Cardiff. Please shout out to them. Let them know it's raining everywhere. All we need to do is to learn and understand the system, understand the UK law, what it entails when it comes to child protection and safeguarding, and you know your rights as well. Because, as we mentioned, if they are talking to you on phone, probably don't be too quick to say yes or okay. Okay can mean a consent to them. Yes can mean a consent to them. If something is not clear, ask. And if possible, not even possible, please always ensure you request for emails, correspondence by emails. That can help you to go back to it to understand this more better. Once again, thank you for joining and thank you for coming around to share your experience. Please, it is not easy for people to come on this platform to share their lived experience. Let's always be respectful. Let's encourage them with comments and let's appreciate them for being that brilliant and putting themselves out there for you to learn from their experience. It is not a good experience to go through. So, thank you very much. Do we have anyone that wants to say anything on this platform before we go? Please leave your comments. We are now following on the YouTube. We are on the YouTube now to check your comments. We are on the YouTube now. We are, yes. I'm curious to know why another social worker was assigned to you when the case was closed. Yes, that was where they got it wrong. The case was closed by mouth, but because they said, would they need support? They don't understand what support means. So that was when they put it back on child in need. So they closed the case for child protection in the first place, but they were still open under Section 17 assessment, which is child in need, which is not mandatory. But just because they say yes for academic support, not knowing it is a family life entirely. Or do you want to say anything? This is one of the questions, Cardiff. The person is saying, I'm curious to know why another social worker was assigned to you when the case was closed.
Yeah, likewise, even when we met you, you were surprised the same way the person asking the question. The same thing you said to me the first time I met with you. You told me I told you the side of the story, and you said why? Why was the case closed? You asked me if I got a letter, if I got any form of letter that the case was closed. I said no, there was no letter given to me. And you told me I was supposed to request for it. You understand? We never had knowledge about, prior to coming to UK. We never had much. If we have the kind of experience or the kind of knowledge we have now, all what had happened wouldn't have gone that far up to the point of child in need or child in protection. It wouldn't have gone that far. At the initial stage, when they say the case was closed, everything would have ended there. But we're so inexperienced. We never had enough knowledge about social care services.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the social worker as well, they are on contracts like agency staff. Probably the person that even said case closed did not document it accurately, and the person has left or go to somewhere else. And somebody that came in and saw a case still open but closed by mouth will probably say, oh, we need to follow up with this family. That was why you got another call. And that was why they assigned somebody else to your family. So a lesson has been learned. If somebody tells you case closed, we've got family now, they have to continue following up to make sure they get a letter. And thank God, you see now the difference. You got a letter now. So nobody can ever come to your doorstep.
Yes, the first one, the case was closed. I never got a letter, a written letter, any form of mail to my address or to my mailbox was never sent to me. Then the second one, when this case was reopened and the investigation was conducted, they never find anything indicting. It was closed and I got a letter. That's the difference of the two case scenario.
They understand that you've got a community organization that is putting you through. And that is why we're telling people there's a policy, process, and procedures. But if the government or the officials calling themselves professional fall short of this, nobody is holding them accountable or responsible for this. But if a family did something or something happened, or probably use of language, they misinterpret your words or your child's reactions, they want to criminalize you. They want to think they just think as if you should be perfect. But they themselves, the system is not perfect. A lot is happening out there. The bottom line is seek for knowledge. Know what it entails. There's an MP recently that she was also a victim of this case now. And what she was saying now is that she's very, very traumatized because whenever she wants to change to school, go to school to get a space for the child, they will say, have you got a social worker? If she goes to appointment for hospital, the same question will be asked. She was very, very traumatized and worried about this. It's not a good experience at all. So to avoid this, we've got a program, Afrocentric Parenting Program. If you are watching us, make sure you look for it, you search for it, go to our social media, go to our website and register for that. And through this, you'll be able to understand what it entails. What does UK law say? What is child protection? If it happens, school invited you or they let you know, or social worker calls you that disclosure has been made at school by your child, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle the matter? We will guide you, we will support you, and there are meetings they need to go for. We call it strategy meeting will be the first thing they will do, where they will make a decision, whether it meets a threshold, whether it's child in need, whether to drop the case, or whether to put them in child protection plan, or whether they need to seek a legal advice to go for proceeding. If you don't know all these things, you will get lost. And before you know, your conduct, your way of reaction might be misinterpreted, and it can make the matter to be more escalated. So let me check the YouTube again to see what comment again. I hope the person that asked the question is already well satisfied with this response. Thank you so much. This is a good episode. I'm glad you were able to pull through. Yeah, it is God. When you speak out on time, we will definitely be there for you. Abuse or neglect, that's a matter. That's a very good topic we need to look into. What constitutes abuse? What constitutes neglect? If you migrated here, you did not register your child for with GP, enroll them for school. If you miss appointments, all these things are neglect. If they don't have a basic food, basic health needs, if you don't met, it's a neglect. England's law is different. Wales is different. Scotland is different. So you need to understand the difference between all these three areas. Northern Ireland as well. You need to understand what are the difference in handling this and what does law says about smacking in each of these areas. You need to understand. Yes, when they say a child is suffering or likely to suffer, the concern now, many children have been placed on child protection plan because of decision by the system that a child is likely to suffer future harm. Meanwhile, removing them from the parents and putting them in fostering home, many of these children are being abused there. You can see a 10-year-old boy that ran back home to his mom. They were able to trace that boy to the mom's house. That was why the police were sent to the house. How many of these children did not even know how to go back to their parents and they ran away? Over 10,000 children are missing in care in a year. Who is going to look for them? Who is going to account for them? They are being subjected to a sexualized abuse, different, drug, anything in care system. Over 50% are in prison. More than 50% are in mental health hospital. And being in care is more likely to die younger compared to those that have never experienced care. We don't want all these things to happen to our children. And that is why we said we need to come together as a community, enlighten each other, empower each other. And as a couple, if there are misunderstanding between you, you need to understand this is also, if the children are witnessing this is emotional abuse, psychological abuse. You need to understand children have feelings. You need to understand that they have emotions. If things are going on in their mind and they display some behavior, you think those behaviors are not acceptable, always remember there are reasons behind every behavior. In the same way, you two are passing through a lot in your workplace. Don't let your emotion runs over to the extent that you overreact without putting the feelings of the children into consideration. All these things we are going to teach you in those courses. There's a course 101, which is general parenting, and there's course 201, which is parenting teenagers. So if you're interested, please follow us, email us, and reach out to us. A lot of us are not prepared before coming to the UK. So please do work or life in isolation. Yeah, do not do something in isolation. Get yourself within a community. Speak up when you are passing through a lot. And when you are passing through a lot, also have that conversation with your children. Let them know. Let them know what you are passing through. If they are asking for something and you could not afford at that moment, let them know. If at a point you lost your job, let them know. If you come here to study and you're unable to pay your school fees and the school is running after you, chasing after you, and you are depressed, you are worried, you are concerned, let your children know about this. They are very kind. They love you. Because these children are innocent. When they get to school, in fact, those of you that you think probably they are asking the children leading question in school, it might be the situation, but there's another thing generally going on now. Ordinarily, if a child misbehaves at school, the school will sanction that child. They will say, have a timeout, or they will say, you have a red flag, amber, or this or that. And that child will look different, will look movie. That was the point they will call that child. Oh, if you behave naughty at home, what will your parent do? If your parents are aware of this behavior, how would they feel? And the child will be innocent, say, oh, my dad will be so angry, my mom will be very, very angry. Really? Tell me more about that. If they are angry, what would they do next? Before you know, they don't talk camp out. So please try to know that as well. Know the law, know your right. Very, very important. And the police will tell you, if they invite you for questioning, for interview, remember, anything you say shall be used against you at the court of law. In the same way, before you respond to anything, calm down. You can ask for time to think about that, to seek for help, to seek for advice. So, because of our time, we are going to round up today. If you want us to talk about your local authority, don't forget to put it in the comments. Follow us on all our social media, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button so that whenever we go on live or we release a new video, you'll be the first to be part of this. So, Cardiff, any final word to our people?
All right. On the final note, I just want to say a very big thank you to Save the Woman family. Honestly, there is this saying that says, you will no go, you no go, no. I've been there. I've experienced it. I've tasted it. It is real. It is real. Racism is real. If you think your smile means love, it's a lie. That's hatred. You have to be very careful out there. But please, let's be guided. Let's be guided by Save the Woman, and we should try our best. If we have other neighbors coming from other background, we should also introduce them to Save the Woman so that they will get enough protection, relevant material to read and be knowledgeable when such cases or situations may arise. Thank you all. Thank you all. God bless us all.
Thank you very much. While we are rounding up, another person put a question: is it a crime to give a consent for a child to be given a support in school? It is not a crime, but you need to let them put it in writing. What support are they giving to your child? It needs to be clearly stated so that at the end of the day, you won't say yes or okay when you don't know what it entails and what is the plan they've got for that support and what assessment has been carried out. How often have they noticed this before they said they are going to give support? Because there's a fund for all this. Taking advantage, benefiting from this shouldn't be at the detriment of the whole family. If you want to get a support, it's fine. What support are you getting? You need to know. It needs to be clearly stated in writing. So, once again, thank you for joining. We hope you have answered your question. We'll be answering some of the questions again. If you follow us on TikTok, tomorrow, Sunday, same time, 5 o'clock, what we discussed today, we will talk over it tomorrow on our TikTok page. And if you've got questions, please come on live, join us, and we can answer your question. And yes, tomorrow, every Sunday, is to just enjoy the last day of the weekend and prepare our mind for the next new week. So tomorrow, Sunday, is to relax, to dance, to smile. And when this question come around, we can also talk about it if necessary. Please follow us on TikTok, Save Woman, tomorrow, Sunday, while we will just dance around what we discussed today. And if there's any question we are unable to answer here today, we are happy to answer you on our TikTok page tomorrow, Sunday, 5 o'clock p.m. UK time. Till we meet again next Saturday. Bye-bye for now. Don't forget, put your comment. Let's know which local authority you want us to showcase, and we'll bring it to you. Please share this widely.